Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge the Lands Forever. Today, I have an 8v8 custom match here on the Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. And yes, that is 16 players, which means we need to drop it down to probably at least a -4 so we don't miss any of that early action. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northeast, we have the Ruby Red player of ADZ 3000 going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1200 to his west in forest green. We have Yellow, who is not, Yellow V. Yep, that is right. Yeah, Yellow V looks like a really weird V and a W, but it is. It just flipped. Anyway, he's going first land as a Cybran. He is a 1200. To continue on westward in Regal Purple, we have Popsika going first land as a UAF. He is a 2500, the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. Further west, we have Zero Root going first land as another UEF here for his team at a 1300 rating in Light Oak Tan. Dropping south, we have Neutron going first land as a Cybrid in Pac-Man Yellow. He is a 1900. We have Julian 45398 going first land as a UEF. He is a 1000 rated player, and he is in Emerald Green. In not glow in the dark green, excuse me. In lightish red pink, we have the Aeon player of Lenkin going first land. He is a 1700. And last but not least for Team 1 is Solid Snake going first land as a Cybran in Batman Gray at 1500 rating. So for Team 1 side of things, we have 3 UEF, 4 Cybrans, and 1 Aeon, which means Team 1 does not have access to Seraphim technology, but they have a lot of Cybrans and UEF at their disposal. Starting off with the southwest corner here for Team 2, in Snow White, we have Amon-Ra going first land as a UEF. He is an 1800. Next to him is Kulvunai going first land as an Aeon. He is an 1100 in Imperial Gray. In orange color orange here, we have Chicken Butt going first land as a UEF. He is a 1500. In Chevy Crimson in the east, we have RNA going first land as an Aeon. He is an 1800, tied for the highest rated player on Team 2 with Amon-Ra. We have Wuka here going first land as a UEF here in Royal Blue. He is a 1500. And in the west, I General Ismol going first land as a Seraphim. I think I said his name right. He is a 1000 rated player, and he's going first land in glow in the dark green. And 2 players to introduce left. We have Zelby going first land as a UEF. He is in 1700 in Tropical Ocean Blue, and Zelby Lykob being his full name. And last but not least, here for Team 2, we have Raz Blast going first land as another Aeon here for his team. He is a 1600 in Rust. So for Team 2 side of things, they have every faction except for Cybrans. They have 3 Aeon, 4 UEF, and 1 Seraphim. So Team 2 does not have access to Cybran technology. Team 1 does not have access to Seraphim technology. Let's go ahead and look at the reclaim here for 16 players on the map. Okay, but is that it? For 16 players, maybe there's a little bit more than that because we can see the mass already being scooped up. But for 16 players, I saw 500 mass. Maybe we rounded up to 1,000. Maybe. That's not a lot of mass per player. That is very just not a, it's not a lot. It's not even worth doing the calculation. Reclaim isn't even a thing in this game. Let's take a look at mass point layouts here for, again, 16 players, 8 on each team. There is a quad mix position here, and I can kind of call that a tri-mix position here, a couple of duels, and another dual mechs here, and not really a lot of mexes to fight over. This middle of the map definitely will be contested a lot. There's a couple of civilian structures to scoop up, and there is definitely a division here on this western and eastern side, which means, again, the middle of the map is definitely going to be highly contested. Players on both teams need to rush to the middle and claim as much mass points as they can because there aren't a lot. There's a couple in the corners, but that's about it. It'll be a lot of Team 1 spam, a lot of RAS comms, and a lot of mass fab farms. So let's go ahead and bring this game up back to 0. and get this party started, shall we? Hopefully everybody's enjoying the wonderful day that you are having, regardless if it's in the morning, when this video releases, at night, after work, or months or years from now. I appreciate every single person who does watch my videos. Thank you so very much. And again, I'm just very, very grateful for the support that I do get, and especially with that quality issue that I was having a couple days ago. I appreciate the patience with everyone for helping me kind of tweak the settings and figure out exactly, okay, you need to do this or do this or do this. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Team 2's player of Zelby pumping out a couple of Team 1 units to try to halt the expansion here for Team 1. Engineer is under threat here. Zero Root going to help assist with defensive benches. Even though it's not his engineer, it's still on his team, and he wants to defend his teammate. In the west, we have Neutron and Zero trying to again stave off that incoming threat of Team 2 on the western side of things. It looks like so far there are 4 players moving on that western side. That being Kolvuni, Amon-Ra, Reyes, and Zelby. And on the eastern side here, it looks like it's 2 players so far. We have Wuka and General Izamo. Izamo? Don't know how to pronounce that name. Anyway, on the eastern side of things for Team 1, we have ADZ and Solid Snake. In the middle of the map here, we have Yellow and Julian. It does look like Popsika is coming in to assist as well. Team 1 looks like all of their comms are actually out of their main bases. Oh, and there's Lincoln here on this middle east side. And Team 2, everybody except 2, that being Chicken Butt and RNA, have left their main bases, at least somewhat in some degree. Looks like Team 1's 2 comms on the eastern side trying to pressure Team 2's Wuka. Wuka on a gun upgrade as we speak. Doesn't have a lot of support. Assisting him probably is dealing with some balancing issues with his eco, looks like. He's trying to get it under control. We'll probably unpause it pretty shortly or have some engineers assist in construction efforts. We do see, again, 4 comms moving to that front line here for Team 1. Team 1 needs to assess the situation a lot better, or at least not a lot better, but see this incoming, because that is a lot of fire moving in. This is a 10x10 map, so 16 players and a 10x10 map. Not a lot of reclaim, not a lot of mass points. It is going to be a dog-eat-dog world here in this game. Team 2's General going for his gun upgrade. And Team 1 slowly encroaching. They're getting very close to that Team 1 facility here for Wuka. And the 4 comm assault in the west is not stopping. Shove it down their throats is what Team 2 is thinking about. Look at this. They're not stopping Team 1's player. Who's that? That is... I don't remember who that is. Oh, Neutron. That is Neutron. Trying to do his best. He has a gun upgrade on board. Neither of the comms on Team 2 don't have any upgrades because they just rush the front. Team 1 is producing a couple of Triads here in the east to assist with retreating efforts. Zero trying to do his best. We have Popsika moving in as well. It's going to be 3v4 here pretty soon. Team 2 doing a great job of forcing back Team 1. Neutron, of course, does have gun upgrades, so he's able to attack a little bit out of range of Team 2's commanders. But Zelby taking a lot of burn of that firepower here. And it does look like, unless he retreats, it's not really going to feel good as time goes on. All of the comms go, no, I'm not going to deal with it. Looks like Kolvune trying to move in and intercept the shots outbound from Neutron. But pings do go down for Kolvune saying, hey, you need to get out of there. And he's going to take a couple shots in the back as he tries to retreat. Neutron going to press the advantage. Team 2's Amon-Ra trying to intercept as well, trying to, again... Oh, he's going to do it. Yes, he is. He is going to intercept and going to try to stop that movement outbound here from Team 1's Neutron. And now he's receiving the firepower here now. Looks like it's a shake and bake going on here on this western side. Popsika moving in to intercept as well as Zero trying to do his best, but it does look like Neutron is just being either lured into a trap or just being, trying to kill somebody on that western side. Team 1 doing a great job in pushing in the middle. Team 2 holding off for now. And Team 2's Wuka is able to fend off that attack with some assistance outbound from RNA, while Solid Snake and EDZ are in retreat at the current moment. But this is where 7 of the 16 comms, almost half of the comms, are right here on this western side. Neutron saying build PD, and Team 2 thinking about having to retreat. Of course, they don't want to push too far in because there's a lot of units here for Team 2 to defend with. The last thing they want to do is die trying to chase down a comm. General does have his gun upgrade, forcing Yellow back. Yellow does not have his gun upgrade. And again, it's really weird for me as, 4 screen is my favorite color. It just is. And seeing him named yellow, saying yellow while I see green is confusing my brain. It even doesn't help that the letters underneath his name to indicate his, they are green, and it's also named yellow. So it's one of those just like, why are you torturing me so kind of thing. Chicken Butt going for his gun upgrade here in the middle. Team 2 has been pushed back to that main production facility, and Team 1 gained a ton of ground and is now building PD to try to hold it as time goes on. That's not really going to be super great, but there is a counterattack here in the east by Team 2's Wooka going after Lenkin. RNA moving in to assist as well, but it does look like Lincoln will be able to get out of there, and Team 2's General moving in to group up with those forces for Wooka, and now it is a 1, 2, 3 versus 4 scenario here for Team 1 and 2. Team 1 having 4 comms, Team 2 having 3. But 2 of the comms here on Team 2 do have gun upgrades. 2 comms have gun upgrades here for Team 1. But one of the comms has sensor package, so they can see a ton of the map. And you can see as I zoom out, this is a 10 by 10. He sees, I'd say, I don't know, a 5, maybe, I mean, not 10%. Like a 12th or a 13th% of the map. That is a ton of map to see this with his commander alone. And Team 1 is mounting a counterattack with Lincoln's forces moving in to intercept. We have General trying to hold off Lincoln. Solid Snake doing a great job of that as well. But Wooka is now receiving fire from the air in terms of T2 Stingers that are inbound here from Popsika. He is going air in the north. He probably will go for T3 here pretty shortly. I don't see any T3 as of yet here from Team 2, just T2. Interceptors outbound here from Team 2 trying to take out those gunships. Wooka is being forced back. Those gunships mainly just a... I mean, if they get the kill, that's great for Team 1, but if not, then it's not the end of the world. It's mainly a forcing you back strategy versus anything else. Actually, who did I pick? Popsika, grab, you, there we go. And Team 2's General Isimo now facing a lot of firepower from those Stingers as well. Solid Snake re-attacking that eastern side. Team 1, again, has gained a ton of ground because of that move from Team 2. Team 2 could have easily just sat here and built up, but they decided to continue to fall back under the firepower of Team 1. And now that this is shield online, it isn't that it's powered, but at least it's online. Triads being built for defensive measures, and again, forcing back Team 2. Tiny, not tiny, but decent-sized group of Team 1 tanks on the western side here. For Neutron coming in, does Team 2 notice? Team 2 does notice, and pings do go down by Amon-Ra saying, hey, there's stuff inbound. You should probably look at that. Zelby saying also that as well. There are some Team 1 units that can easily move and intercept. And with 4 comms here, 2 of them rooted to the spot and one of them assisting the other one. Zelby has gun on board. Amon-Ra getting a gun, I would assume. Of course, Ray is assisting with that. T1 PD being spammed up in multiple locations. Does look like that one will finish. Let's see, possibly maybe here for Team 2. It does finish off. These units will be taken out very quickly, but it's still a possible run by, and it's still annoying now. A different attack through the front gates. That's not going to go well here for Team 1. It does look like Team 1 owns a little bit more than 50% of the map, which for mass points, I mean, there's not a lot of mass points anyway, so it's not the worst thing that Team 2 doesn't own more than 50%. But it's still annoying at the minimum because that's mass that they could have. But we're talking about maybe a couple of mass points, not really a whole lot of things, especially considering the center mass points are the only ones that are really going to be fought over. Chicken Butt does take out that T1 Mechs here for Julian. And Julian actually going to come in and assist here. Chicken Butt does have his gun upgrade. And Julian does have his T2 upgrade, so more hit points versus damage. And Zelby just going to charge the front door. Probably not the best idea because Neutron and Zero are here. One with gun, one without. Volvino does have speed and range. Zelby does have nano and gun. And the shield has been taken out. Zero being used, of course, as essentially the bullet sponge here, trying to soak up as much damage as he can to defend his position. Team 2 trying to push in. Lots of units moving in. We see some T2 tanks here as well as T1 Aurora. And the shield is down. PD trying to be as useful as much as they can. One T1 PD was spammed up here by Team 1. More of them being built all the time, of course. Triads in the back getting some nice coverage on those inbound units. Team 2 is now double teaming Team 1's Zero. And Zelby is looking like not super great, but Zero might just go for a murder-suicide situation. More comms are inbound here. Ray's coming in with his advanced range and speed upgrade. Zero is not following Colvino, and now Zero dropping into the red wants to try to kill off Colvino, but he will not be, and that is the first kill of the game here. 11.5 minutes, almost 12 minutes in this game. Team 2 kills off the first player on Team 1, and in the east, Run By just racing on through. Team 2's eastern side has been broken. 3 comms here for Team 1. Solid Snake, ADZ, and Lenkin pushing against Wuka. Team 2's RNA trying to move and intercept those units as they come in, and PD trying to be built to do that as well. Team 2 has gained a lot of momentum now on this western side. Some PD do remain from that old front line, but this is now looking very, very good here for Team 2. And now it is a 7v8 in favor of Team 2 at 11.5 minutes in this game. Chicken Butt trying to come in and intercept Lincoln, and General Isimo coming to assist as well. Solid Snake just kind of hanging out next to a wreck. He does have stealth on board. He probably will go for Nano here pretty soon if he goes back to his front line. AZ has gone on board as well. At 12.5 minutes, how was the reclaim? Not reclaim. How's the mass? Team 2. That was really weird, but maybe it was reclaim related. Team 2 at 420. Team 1 at 470. Team 1 is winning the game. In terms of match generation at the current moment, Team 1 does have access to T3 air technology. So does Team 2 over here. They have a second air player of Team 2's, who's at Amon Ra. He'll get T3 as well. So I think Team 1, yep, they also have another player going for T3 air. So both teams have at least 2 players going for T3. Team 2's Chicken does have T2, but it's stopped for now. T2 Renegades on station here for ADZ, coming in to assist with Mongeese as well, using range, and they might just kill off Zelby here. And there he go. Oh, trying to dodge. Oh, 500 hit points, 400. Trying to dodge. Lots of fire inbound from those Mongeese. Takes out those gunships overhead. And Rays in the west. I think they pushed a little bit too far northward out of defensive range. And Rays will also be killed after by Team 1's Neutron. He gets a rank eventually, but it does not matter. So Team 1 pays it in kind and forward. Team 1 killed 2 players off in that engagement and is now a 6v7 in favor of Team 1. And in the east, ADZ is suffering a lot of damage. Some restorers are online. T2 Flag trying to deter those restorers, and Solid Snake doing a lot of work trying to force Wuka off. Team 1's Lincoln holding strong, building some defenses as well for his teammates to hide behind. And Chicken Butt now over here to the east. He was in the middle. Now he's in the east helping to assist Wuka. And it does look like General Isimo is trying to do what he can from his position. We do have RNA in the southeast corner trying to take stock of things. Team 2's Chicken Butt hasn't gone for T3 air as of yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does so soon. And now on this western side, Colvino and Amon Ra remain versus Neutron in the west. Lopsika is over here to the north and is actually completely retreated back to his main base into that secondary line. Restorer trying to attack that. Broadsword does a great job of it. Broadsword trying to take out the combo of Chicken Butt. Doesn't really get a lot of work out of it, unfortunately, but again, pushing back is better than nothing. T2 missile launchers. Where did they go? I saw them. Where did they go? They were taking out that triad. Oh, there they are. They're back here. These even songs outbound here from Lenkin will take out that PD as well. Wuka doesn't really have a lot of defenses online. We'll go for Buzzkill now. And Nano Repair has been started for Solid Snake. See, I did say he would go for it eventually at some point. ADZ probably should follow suit and go for that, and will assist with that upgrade as well. Man, a lot of comms died. Well, not a lot. There's only 3 of the 16. But that essentially double kill on this western side definitely opened things up for Team 1 to exploit. Team 2 has... Looks like Colvino has gifted everything over to Team 2's Amon Ra to Micro. Now he's on dual base. It does look like Colvino is going to come in, assist in the middle, and push that direction. It feels like Amon Ra is completely capable of doing it by himself. Tries to assist from another avenue. He has range, shield, and speed. He doesn't have advanced range, so not close to Aeon Sniper, but it's getting there. He's working his way up there. Nano is now done here for Team 1 Solid Snake, and now advanced range coming online for Lincoln. He is very far forward in that regard, and Wuka is going to take advantage of being rooted to the spot. He does have shield on board, so he is protected for a little bit, and T2 engineers will come and assist that upgrade as well. And he's trying to use that range as much as he can. Of course, he does have that sensor package, so he can see a ton of what Team 2 is doing. And Wuka is slowly moving into range of Team 1 Solid Snake. Solid Snake does have Nano on board, ADZ coming in to assist as well. And Wuka focusing more on taking out the units and the engineers more than anything else. But at 75%, that upgrade will finish. and Wuka will be forced back, especially with the advanced range on board that commander. Dangerous over the top, going to take out a couple of those engineers, but the upgrade is completed and will give Team 1's Lincoln a huge advantage in that regard. See the range that he has on this thing. It's a chunk of the map, that's definitely for sure. And Team 2's Colvino now being the frontline defenses here for General. Team 1's Julian being very, not super aggressive, but trying to poke those defenses with some artillery fire. And it does look like there is some broadswords here in the west here for Amon-Ra. I almost said ADZ, but Amon-Ra and ASF will clean those up very, very quickly. Seems like Team 1's Popsika is in the lead for ASF production and numbers. I see a nice air grid being plump here in the north. Team 2's air grid isn't as strong, but actually there's only one facility, so yes, it is better than their facility. But there is a secondary air grid over here, so it's about comparable, but Team 1's comms are still pushing. Wuka being forced back. He does have nano, so he's able to survive a lot of hits. Solid Snake at 102 hit points a second, and Chicken Butt taking a lot of firepower from Lincoln, and now it's a 2v1 scenario here. Chicken needs to start not Lincoln, but Chicken Butt needs to start retreating. Solid Snake actually just focusing more on reclaiming than anything else. This desert is very dry in terms of reclaim. So they're fighting over, I feel like they're in the Sahara, fighting over to sand and some mountains and dirt or whatever. That's about it. Not really a whole lot. Team 1 or 2 is fighting over no natural resources or anything, just dirt. Just dirt and sand. But wars were fought over rocks, like salt specifically. So, it's in-kind kind of thing. Closing in 18 minutes in this game. Feels like the game's going on for a lot longer than this. The recording's at 22 minutes as of me speaking. I will edit a little bit of the beginning to get it down to how I like it, but roughly 22 minutes on the recording. And Team 1, I don't want to say they're going to win entirely because Team 2 can come back with a vengeance, but Team 1 does own more than 50% of the map, and they're slowly just forcing Team 2 back. And with now the mechs is under threat that I mentioned earlier, that there's not a lot of them to begin with, Team 2 has to be very careful and force Team 1 back, or it is not going to go well. Luka, the main target of Lincoln's firepower. Lincoln does have a shield on board, so has 22,000 hit points to his name, is at 3-star veterancy, and now the shield is down. He's taking hull damage. Solid Snake coming in to assist as well will take out some of Wuka's hit points as well. He's at 68 hit points, one off from being a very nice number there. And it does look like Wuka's using those shields to protect his commander. Overcharges, tries to take out that triad from underneath the shield. Does do some damage, but more and more triads are being built on that eastern side for protection, and units stacking up in the east to prevent any sort of incursion from that angle. But Team 1's Neutron is pushing forward, has a couple of Mantis and T2 hoplites with some broadsword support inbound. That's a lot of flak those broadswords are flying into, and they go, nope, not going that way. See you, bye. I wanted to assist you, Neutron, but not going into that mess. Now we have some Percys on this western side here. Again, trying to draw the attention and the ire, that's the word I'm looking for Amon-Ra. And we see Colvino, wow, Colvini being useful, of course, as an Aeon sniper commander, as well as Lincoln. Lincoln doesn't have the speed upgrade because he's more focused on sensor package, but that does make a difference. And I see an Absolver back here, and artillery fire now raining in onto Team 1's position. Seraphim artillery versus Aeon shielding. Definitely will side with the Seraphim artillery in that regard. I felt like that flak was shooting at the artillery shell is what that looked like. But Solid Snake using his Tuckle cannons to great avail, trying to force back those triads, and those, honestly, with the comm being the primary focus of the firepower, the Tickle cannons are breaking through the shielding, at least slowly but surely, and are going to be able to take out that triad. PD wars and artillery wars in full effect here on the eastern side and middle. In the northwest, Neutron does have a nice fire base up here to the north. Doesn't have any shielding, but does have artillery to shield himself from a large group of enemies, at least for now. Team 1 does have, of course, 2 T3 air players. How does Team 2 fare? 1 and 2, and still no T3 air outbound from Chicken, but I would kind of surprised to not see him go in that route because he has a lot of interceptors and a lot of T1 bombers. He could easily go for T3. but he's actually focusing on a Galactic Colossus, which that's fair. I'll give him that. If he's focusing on Colossus, that's definitely important. But Team 1 Bomber's trying to stop these hoplites that are inbound. Hoplites don't have a lot of hit points on board, but they do move quick versus their Rhino compatriots. And Rhinos, I mean, they wouldn't have made it this far, but Janus over the top takes out a couple of those hoplites with the assistance of some triads that have been hastily built by those engineers building that Colossus. And Team 1 still hasn't been able to make any progress into Team 2's Amon-Ra's front line. We're approaching the 25-minute stage in this game. Again, Team 1 currently producing 1K mass. Team 2 at 980, so about comparable. Team 1 owns more than 50% of the map and has 7 comms remaining. Team 2 obviously less than 50% and has 6 comms remaining. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Just based on map control and mass, Team 1 is favored to win, but that obviously can change in an instant. We saw that with a game, I think it was yesterday, a couple days ago, where one team was in the lead and then the other team came back and just decimated them eventually. But again, let me know down in the comments how you felt about this game going on so far. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you so very much for watching and being patient with me as I work on my quality issues. And again, let's get back onto the action. Neutron being attacked here by the forces outbound from Amon-Ra. Couple of Harbingers. I mean, they're focusing on the defenses mainly, not necessarily the comm, which is definitely the better thing to focus on because the defenses will be, take time to rebuild while the comm can just regen the hit points. But there's not really a lot of offensive targets now in terms of ground to ground. It's mainly ground to air fire from some flak. Gonna shoot at a couple of those ASFs, but that's not really gonna do a whole lot of damage, unfortunately, for Team 2. And Lenkin being attacked by dual commanders of Corvini and General. And Lenkin falling below almost 50% of those hit points, at least the whole hit points. And he's receiving a lot of firepower. Bricks coming in to intercept and try to force Team 2's comms back. Corvini is dropping below 50% as well, but Bricks are moving in. And I don't know if they'll get the comm, but it's going to be close. Corvini gets a nice rank in veterancy to assist with regenning those hit points. Triad's constantly firing onto that shield in the east, and Corvini does make it back underneath shield coverage. Team 1 and 2 are getting very deadly here on this eastern side. Lots of units being built. We have a squadron of gunships nearby. Shields do fall. Brick's going to keep pushing. Those gunships could easily come in and deal with this, but Team 2 has dual Colossi flanking these commanders, and these units for Team 1 will have to fall back. Colossus obviously has 100,000 hit points, shy of 1. Interceptors engaging one another. Broadswords going after that Colossus, and now ASF's fighting the broadswords here from Team 2. And those broadswords will stay alive for the time being. And those ASFs from Team 2's RNA will be chewed to bits. Team 1's comms are retreating, except for ADZ, who's just going to sit there and take in the view. But Lincoln is caught out, and there he goes. Team 1 loses a player here at 24 minutes in this game, or almost 24 minutes. And now it is a 6v6 tied up with comms left remaining. And ADZ does get killed off as well. He could have retreated, but I don't know why he didn't. But now the red player on Team 2 kills the red player on Team 1. It's now a 5v6 in favor of Team 2. And this entire eastern base is completely wiped out. We have some whalers also coming on station here for Team 2's... actually, that was Team 1, excuse me. That was Team 1's ADZ. And that Colossus will pretty much make it back to Team 2's front line. It'll be really easy for them to scoop that up. But the second Colossus is still inbound. Team 2 doesn't really have a lot of defenses to stop this push. And the Colossus will keep going and try to do as much damage as it can. In the west, not really a lot going on. And in the middle, Ravager fire starting to creep in against Team 2's front line there. But that Colossus essentially is the main point of contention here between both teams. Percy, sorry, not Percy, those were Bricks, not Percy's. But Team 1 bombers are inbound, trying to come in and curtail that Colossus. We have broadsword support as well. Those broadswords are taken out. Team 2 has a decent amount of air forces around this, and Team 1, Solid Snake, is retreating, trying to build that monkey as fast as he can. Nano is on board, so I don't think Team 2 notices he's there. He's not there. He doesn't notice he's there, so he's fine in that regard. But the Colossus has dealt a lot of damage here to Team 2's eastern side. Team 1 was getting a nice little Battle of the Bulge going on over there. But just like the Battle of the Bulge, if you're being attacked from multiple sides, it's not going to work out for you for very long. unless you have the defenses to back it up, which in some cases you do, in some cases you don't. This is one of those cases where they did not. But T2 PD trying to be spammed up. That that monkey will not finish. Nuke cannons will not prevent the destruction of it, and now they're the main targets. And this base in the east is completely wiped out. Lots of T2 mixes and T3 mixes to take out. Team 1 Solid Snake is in full retreat. And the air grid in the northeast here for Team 1's Popsika that was once ADZ's is definitely under threat. He has now 2 air grids underneath his control. And a crab is almost built here for yellow. That needs to finish sooner rather than later. Now we have a Colossus just stomping around here. Takes out that land facility. Surprised that Team 2 isn't sending more forces. There is a restore over here to the east, but that gets immediately wiped out by that ASF horde from Team 1. And PD being built to force back that Colossus. I feel like at this point, you could just have the Colossus go home. You're taking out all the mass over here. It's not really worth it over here, so you might as well do that. And it does look like he's... Nope. Maybe, possibly, maybe. Nope, just going after whatever's still there. ASF's try to airlock Team 1, but that's not going to go very well. Trying to at least buy time for other units to come inbound. Bombers coming in here from that secondary facility in the east here for Popsika. And that is going to take a while to chew through those hit points. So, yeah, that's the thing. ASF's from Team 2's Amon Rock try to come in and assist. But he sees that it's probably not worth it in that regard. Artillery raining in, taking out this line of defenses. Ravager is finally taken out. And those T3 Sothunas is enough to reduce that artillery line to dust. Tactical missile is coming online here for Julian. And now this map looking more Team 1, Team 2 about 50%. The infrastructure definitely on Team 1 is something left to be desired on this eastern side. Crab is pushing back that Colossus, of course. And all those bombers are taken out by the ASF assisting that Colossus. Tactical missile is almost done. And Crab is built in the west, so 2 Crabs are online here, 1 on each side. In the south, there is a Colossus online. Team 1 is making some progress in taking out outlying facilities, but with the Colossus, it's not really going to be a lot of gains in that regard. Lots of air grids being built here by Team 2's Amon Ra. Gating in here for Team 2's Chicken Butt. Nice air grid here for Team 2's RNA as well. It's looking very nice and plump. And Team 2's Wuka just kind of hanging out and defending that eastern side here with the assistance of RNA. Crab trying to move in and intercept that Colossus. Colossus might look like it will come after Team 1's Julian. He's rooted to the spot on an upgrade, going for Tactical Nuke, or Billy Nuke as it is more locally known by the community. And now we see T3 engineers trying to reclaim and rebuild those mexes and facilities. Now the Colossus has been started hit by Solid Snake. He has access to Aeon technology as well as Cybran ones. He was able to use both of them to great avail. And that Colossus does look like it was able to scoop up a Percy and go, nah, I'm good enough. But that artillery fire is now raining in on top of that grab, and that is gonna hurt. Actually, it's not as much as I thought it would. Only, not as much as I thought it would. And it actually is, I guess it's slowly regenerating due to it being Cybran in nature, but I was like, wait, there's no regen. Why is it getting hit points? Anyway, it's just a Cybran feature where all of their structures and units I think their units do it, right? I only see Aeon ones. I don't see any Cybran. Oh, there's a Cybran. It's fully healed up. It should. I think that's a feature with all structures at a minimum. Nuke is being constructed here by Team 1's Popsika. He wants to end the game sooner rather than later. That is definitely spotted by Team 2. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, I was like, wait, it should have been spotted. The ping went down on it. Team 2, do you have access to SMD technology? Nope, that's a chicken. The SMD is being built here by Team 2's airplay of RNA, but there's nothing here in the west. That is definitely an oversight here for Amon Ra. And second Colossus is online here for him. Popsika getting a nice view on what's going on. SMD hurriedly built by Team 2's Chicken Butt and gating in Rascoms as we speak to jumpstart his eco. Team 1 at 1.6, Team 2 at 1.7k. An attack in the east by the engineers, and Percy's defending them. Are inbound. Harbinger's trying to keep those engineers at bay while the construction does start on some miasmas. That Colossus doesn't go anywhere. Team 1's air grid in the east being nice and fanned out. We see another air grid being built here by him. Another crab being built. And the nuke is loading. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so Team 2 has some time to brace for impact. SMD is built and is now being severely loaded here. Does look like Team 2, Amon Ra, doesn't really have a lot of energy at his disposal. Nope, look at all that negative energy. Needs to get that situation fixed. But he won't load that SMD in time. This SMD is loaded, so RNA and Buka are protected. But not everyone is protected, unfortunately, though. There is an SMD down here. It's not being loaded as fast, but more Rascals are coming in to assist. Colossus starting to bear down that front line and turns around in the face of that crab. Miasma is trying to force back this push out from Wuka. There is a Fat Boy online, and with that little poison acid damage here from those miasmas, it will definitely deter that Fat Boy from pushing farther in. And more artillery is just being built as time goes on. In the west, Fat Boy is online. Restorers come in and just poke the bear, but I don't think they're going to get very well, unfortunately. There are some AA being built all around here from Popsika, trying to deter Team 2 from using their ASFs or other units over their main bases. How is that nuke loading? It is half loaded, so it's it's going not super fast, but not super slow. Laser has been started here for yellow. Maybe he'll teleport somewhere. He doesn't have a lot of power because he's building the laser, but is trying to do so. How's the SMD loading? It is over half loaded, so at this rate, Team 1's nuke will be essentially neutralized. Team 1 really the only spot to put is the middle of the map. SMD back here. Oh, that might be a spot to take out General in the middle with the SMD. Oh, it's not loading as fast as it was. A nuke is online now, and Emissary is being built. They're producing now an Eye of Raina? I think it's Rain. I think it's Rain. Eye of Rain. Anyway, to see what's going on. The Miasma battery is taken out, but the crab is now coming into range of that Fat Boy, and that Fat Boy is retreating as fast as it can. And that is not looking good. Looks like the Colossus is coming in to intercept. The crab will have to retreat or just go for broke here. The Perseus are starting to sandwich that crab, and that crab is not going to feel good after a couple shots from the Fat Boy and other units. Fat Boy producing some shields? Skyboxers? Maybe those are Cougar. No. No, parashields. Nuke is launched. Where is it going? Is it going into the rear against Chicken Butt? The SMD has just finished in the west. SMD is finished in the east. The SMD is finished. Where is it going? Oh, it's going here to the east, going after that Fat Boy, it looks like. There it goes. And that place is DED. Fat Boy trying to get out of range. It's not going to go anywhere. And there it goes. The entire eastern flank is dead in the water. The Colossus will provide some nice coverage. Actually, dual Colossus and a couple of Perseus still remain. Team 1 killed off 38,000, almost 39,000 mass. 2 veterancy on board that SMD, that nuke launcher. And now SMD being built to defend Popsika as well, and shield on top of that. Team 2 does have their own nuke launcher, as I mentioned earlier, and it's loading not super slow. Team 1 producing Fat Boy and Monkey. SMD is online. SMD, no SMD down here. No SMD over here. Tactical Nuke is building. Once again, looks like Julian had to retreat at least a little bit. And in the east, SMD is not online. So this was, no, there's one right here, but the very front line for Team 1 is definitely exposed. And I think at this point, I'm just going to speed it up just a little bit. We'll do +1 just because there's really nothing really exciting going on. Tactical Nuke, Shield, and Laser online coming online here for Team 1. A Region or a RAS coming on, and another RAS coming online for Team 2's commanders. Again, it is a 5v6 in favor of Team 2. And Fat Boy starting to pressure those Colossus to fall back. Colossus and Crab and Fat Boy moving in. West side, how's it looking? Monkey, Crab, and 2 Fat Boys. Team 1 and Team 2 being very defensive. Looks like they're going to go into the late stages of this game with artillery and satellites and mass fat farm, whole lots of mass fat farms, Emissary, Nuke, and Colossus. That's really about it. not really anything in the middle here from Team 2's general. He's done a pretty good job of holding off Team 1 with that squad or two of mobile artillery. It's really been just forcing back Team 1. Team 1 grabbing the crab reclaim to deny it from their opponents. Fat Boy was rotated to the west, going after the shield emplacements here. Does look like he's able to take out some of those artillery that kind of drift into range. Fat Boys do move in from the west as well. Crab should move in to assist, but the Fat Boy's going to be used first. Tactical Nuke almost online here for Team 1's Julian. And now counter Fat Boy coming in to the east. That's to force back those megalith megabots. Couldn't have named it something else, but T1 spam inbound. They're going to take a lot of hit points off of that crab. Oh, that's a lot of hit points. 70,000 remaining and falling. Team 1's ASF looking very, very strong. Numbers at 80. That's it. Oh, 85 and 44, so 130 almost. Team 2 has 140, and Amon-Ra has 140. So essentially a 2-to-1 advantage here for Team 2. They're not exerting their power over the battlefield just due to the fact, of course, there are AA defenses in place. Fat Boy pushing forward against that Colossus, forcing Team 1 back, and the crab gets forced to the west. Fat Boy in the middle. Looks like it's actually moving in to assist the western side, and now 4 Colossi are online. More shields are coming online to protect their units. But that's 4 Colossus. They could just shove that in front of Team 1's face and call it a day. Emissary almost online. And the Nuke almost online with the SMD also almost second loaded as well. Team 1, they need a strategy to end the game. And they are going for Mavor. Does Team 2 know about it? Yes, they do. Pings do go down, and they definitely see it. Team 1 needs to send anything and everything they have to this project. Looks like the Disruptor is actually being refunded and going probably straight for that. There's obviously that Nuke is almost loaded as well. And Airgrid being nice and plump with shielding to protect it. But Fat Boys are pushing on this eastern side. They're coming into Team 1's front line, or at least their secondary front line. Artillery needs to be built to force that Fat Boy back, and there is some artillery here in the west with those Gunthers, and a Fat Boy now rotating back eastward. But Billy Nuke is online and is inbound. If those guys don't move, it's not going to feel good. Oh, there it goes. Takes out a Percy. That's about it. Not really worth the construction of that semi-nuclear missile. But Team 1 needs some defenses around that crab being built. More shields actually are being built as I speak it. The Megalith about to tip over into 50%. Team 2 has an Emissary online, but 1 is not going to be enough to crack those shields. They need at least 2 or 3. Satellite is online as well. That will definitely assist with shields covering that emplacement. Lots of shielding, and it looks like Wuka and RNA don't really have 2 individual bases. It's just one kind of merged base. And 5 Colossi are online. 6th one in the east. That is a lot of firepower. Team 1 does not have the firepower of that magnitude. And SMD is offline in the front line. SMD gets pinged here by Team 1 saying, hey, there's something there. Disruptor also coming online. And that SMD should be fine. There's a lot of Team 1 PD, but there's not a lot of TMD. And that missile, those missiles might be close enough to be able to take that out. Absolvers are inbound to take out some shields. And Team 1 looks like there's going to be an attack in the east. Billy Nuke out once again, going after those Colossi. Team 1 is forcing back Team 2. And in the east, that... Why does it... Oh, did it hit an ASF or something? Or a spy plane? Because that is most definitely in the air. Yeah, that's definitely in the air there. Grab is punching forward in the middle with some brick support. Team 1 bombers trying to be very handy and holding that off. Lots of Fat Boys raining down artillery onto those Colossus. 1 Colossus already down. Multiple units getting grabbed. Percy, I think there were some Percys in there. Yeah, there's some Percys and bricks in that mix. Crab does go down, and that attack is inbound by Team 2's Amon-Ra. And those defenses are working overtime to defend in the middle of the map. I think at this point, I think split might be definitely useful here. I'll put the... There it is. We'll have the attack in the west and the attack in the east. Sorry if the scoreboard is there. Gotta move it a little bit over, kind of get a nice little view on it. Looks like the attack pretty much sizzled out as I finished setting up that split view. The Disruptor was control K'd and reclaiming as fast as it can. Team 1 was in full retreat. Monkey Lord is was almost online and was going to be killed off here. Team 1 spam imp from Popsika to be able to hold that off. Artillery raining into this position, trying to take out the SMD. Secondary SMD needs to build around that Mavor. 39 minutes in this game. Team 1 is on the back foot. They need some sort of big ticket item to fit, get their foot back in this game. And in the east, Billy Nuke still landing. Team 2 now pushing back once again. ASF's flying over the top. Neutron trying to retreat and getting out of dodge. This Colossus will fall. These two still have some health in them. Nice impact on top of those. Colossus in the east will take out a lot of hit points in that regard. These units in the northeast cleaning up shop here on that side of the map. How's that Colossus doing? Satellites over the top trying to target that SMD. SMD has 2 loaded. Team 1 probably should invest in a secondary SMD, but the Mavor is almost constructed. Both Cybern and UEF trying to construct that thing and keep that thing online. Is there another SMD somewhere that Team 1 can rely on? No, those are Team 1 bombers. Team 1 bombers flying around. Team 2's ASS trying to protect them. Looks like they were trying to go after Julian, but doesn't really get anywhere with that. And the Colossus are still inbound. One of them still remain. Neutron trying to defend as best as he can. Looks like the east is perfectly fine now. We'll focus on that Mavor right here. Mavor is almost constructed. Neutron is... it's not looking good here for Neutron, trying to stay online, but I think he will die off here. Fat Boys were chased down by those Colossus, and I think the Colossus will be taken out before the Fat Boys die, but the Harbingers will come in and take that out. How is the SMD going? I'm going to move it a little bit. Neutron is defeated by Team 2's Amon-Ra, and there's another Colossus inbound. It's going straight for that SMD. If that thing falls, Team 1 is down and dusted. Team 1 needs defenses, and they need it now. The artillery is online. The giant cannon of Team 1's Mavor has been constructed, and that Colossus is dropping hit points very, very quickly. It's getting underneath the shield, sub 15,000. The SMD is almost dead. It is dead. Oh, Team 1. They do have an SMD, but it's not loaded. Oh, that's going to be rough. Does Team 1 have another SMD nearby? No, I don't think they do. Satellites now raining in. I think I can end the split view and move this back to the side. But the artillery fire now going to be raining in on that Mavor. Here comes that nuke. No SMD to save it. And there it goes. Kaboom! Takes out a comm with it as well. Team 1 put all their hopes into that Mavor, and they were certainly dashed to bits. I think he was able to get a couple of artillery shells off. Yes, they took out the emissaries down here, but that was Team 1's big ticket item. That was their last hope. The entire western side for Team 1 has been decimated. Team 2 still has 6 players online. Team 1 has 3 players online. And I think at this point we can speed it up to, let's just say 2. 2 is a good speed. And on the front line here we have Colvini trying to do what he can to defend with his Aeon Sniper Commander with heavy shield as well, so has a lot of hit points to play with there. Colossus looks like it will come into range of Colvini. He pushed a little bit too far forward and will die because of it. There he goes. It is a 5v3 now. Team 1 doesn't really have much to their name. They're building a bug on top of that. And yellow taking some fire from those lasers. This is Team 1's main base, essentially. Colossus are inbound, and if it wasn't for that one Colossus from Team 2's chicken butt, that would have been the SMD would have been still online. The nuke would have been shot off. The shields were falling around that Mavor, to be fair, when those artillery and lasers were chewing at them. So even without the nuke, they think they would have been fine. The nuke definitely cemented that destruction permanently. And look at this north southeast corner. Look at this thing. It's just huge. It's red, white, and blue, essentially, with some other colors mixed in. Nice air grid, nice amount of ASFs. Team 2 just barely had it in them. Not barely had, they had it in them and stuck it out with the oppressiveness of Team 1. That play to the west definitely could have worked out a lot better in Team 2's favor. But, you know, you win some, you lose some in that regard. And 44 minutes in this game, it's not really going well here for Team 1. Julian is still alive. But will not make it out of dodge here pretty soon. Satellites could easily come over and take him out. Billy Nuke is launching once again, trying to target that chicken. Chicken maybe is going to sit still long enough to receive some fire. Does take some hit points off of that chicken, but the bricks are taken out as well. Fat Boy pushing up. Artillery cannot stop the movement of that Fat Boy. And now in the west, Colossus once again making its ugly head very apparent with that laser on top of it, or in front of it, or whatever it's placed. And Team 1 spam trying to be used to defend against it, but it's not really working out. Stealth coming online here for Yellow. He does have laser on board that commander. Felt like maybe he should have just charged the Colossus on that western side and tried to save it, but I don't know. Solid Snake trying to build some shields for defenses, but like I said, Team 2 is in the driver's seat. They have 5 satellites online and a salvation as well, because why not? And they're building a... Wait, does Team 2 already have a Paragon? No? Okay, it just, for some reason, looked like... Well, what's his income like? No, it's only 800. Okay, it's not... There is no Paragon. And the shields are down. Solid Snake is the main target of those lasers. There he goes. And it's now 2 players left. Julian and Yellow are still alive, but Yellow is now the main target here for those satellites. Julian over here going for an upgrade. Don't know what he's going for. T3. I don't know where he's going, but everything has been transferred over to Yellow. But I don't think it's, again, like I said, going to go very well. Chicken does die off, but with artillery fire raining in from Team 2's Chicken Butt. And all the T1 spam now inbound here from Amon-Ra. And of course the salvation over on the other side of the map. Yellow is defeated by General. He went out in a blaze of glory, tried to go use that laser. Didn't really go very well for him. And now it is 1 player remaining. Last man standing here for Team 1's Julian. Of Team 1's Julian. Don't know how I phrased that. Anyway, you can see which way this game is going. Will Julian just teleport out of there, recall, and fight another day? Or will some strap bombers come in and kill him off? I think it will be the strap bombers and Team 1 support there. He is gone. Team 1 has been defeated in this 8v8 game. It's a little bit short of an hour. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And now let's get to MVPs and MUPs. Well, it's hard because everyone did a pretty good job. There's kind of a quiet period in the middle of the match where everyone was building stuff up. But Lenkin did a very good job with his Aeon Commander getting a nice sensor vision on that eastern side. And, of course, with, let's see, ADZ. ADZ probably should have retreated when those Colossus were inbound. Probably should have retreated. We have Neutron as well on that western side. He did a very good job after some of his teammates getting killed off, holding off that attack. Probably definitely needed a lot more defenses. Even if, I don't know if even if he held, those Colossus would have not broken through here from Chicken Butt. But, I mean, that's a lot of mass still on the field. So we started with basically no mass on the field. At the end of the game, 500,000 mass on the field. I just don't know who was very, like, prominent in the game. Arne and Amon-Ra did very good jobs with their air micros. Chicken Butt did a decent job. Of course, that was the Colossus that broke through and got to that SMD. He built 2 emissaries, assisting RNA as well. RNA was building a Paragon because why not? They took out the Mavor. I did love the assistance from Team 1 from Popsika and who was that? I think that wasn't from Yellow. Trying to build that. Artillery, I would have loved to see more mass devoted to that by Team 1, but you know there was some dire situations. Even if the Mavor artillery was still online for even a couple of minutes, I don't know if it would have mattered, because Team 2 was building a Salvation. They were going to build a Paragon. They had 5 of those satellites online. The artillery was then down within a couple of shots, but I don't think it really would have mattered. Team 2 still had the advantage. So maybe that wasn't the better play, but I mean, at that point, what are you going to do? I think like MVP, hard. Don't know if I can give MVP to anybody. MUP probably goes to General Isimo. He held off the middle pretty well. There was some attack outbound from Team 1, but his artillery went nope and dealt with that line. Team 1 was slowly encroaching, and Team 2's generals held online, held the middle, and didn't let it fall. So I think General Isimo get at least MUP, most underrated player of the game. Again, let me know down in the comments who you think deserves those titles for this game. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, and I will see all of you in the next one.